If you were thinking about moving to Fuquay in 2025, we're going to be talking about 5 things you need to check out first, so stay tuned.
All right, the first thing to know about Fuquay is where it is located. It is on the southwest side of Raleigh, which puts it in a really good spot. So if you think of like Cary, Apex, Holly Springs, all those are really high priced areas, and we'll get to prices in a moment, but Fuquay allows you to be on that same side of town, that southwest side of town, for much less.
Yeah, for sure. So it's a great location, being close to Holly Springs and Cary and all of that it has to offer. And as far as like the population goes in Fuquay, this is a booming area. In the last 15 years, the population has more than doubled. In 2010, the census had about 18,000 residents in Fuquay, and we are up to about 43,000 on the latest info. So crazy to see how much it's grown. But when you drive through the area, you can kind of tell, that a lot has come in just the last few years with the amount of like heavily new construction type areas.
Yep, absolutely.
By the way, if you are looking to buy or sell, we are real estate agents in the area, and our contact info is below. We'd also love to have you comment below any questions you have about Fuquay, and be sure to subscribe to the videos. We put out videos like this on a weekly basis.
All right, the next thing you need to know if you're considering moving to Fuquay is home prices. And we kind of touched on this just a second ago, but the average home price in Fuquay currently is $515,000, and that's including townhomes. And there's not a big, if you remove townhomes from that number, there's not a big increase. Some areas, if you remove townhomes, you're just looking at single family, there's a huge increase, but you don't really see that in the Fuquay area. But comparing that to like the surrounding areas, I mean, when you're talking Apex, you're talking into the 7s, Cary into the 7s, Holly Springs into the mid-6s, and so Fuquay is a much more affordable option.
Yeah, if you want to be in that general side of town, this gets you a lot more affordability than the surrounding towns do.
It does, and in terms of new construction, so about half of the inventory in Fuquay is new construction. So it's a really great market if you're looking for new construction. But Fuquay is rapidly getting more expensive. We did a video on most affordable areas in the Triangle several years ago. Fuquay was on the list. We did one recently. Fuquay is no longer on the list. So it is getting more and more unaffordable, but for this southwest side of town, it's still a really good price point.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so as far as shopping and amenities and access to things around Fuquay, we have a lot of great options here. You've got all of your downtown shops in the downtown Fuquay, and then you also have downtown Varina. More on that later, but you've got a lot of the cute little shops that are right downtown, and restaurants and things of that nature. There is like a Walmart and a Home Depot. You have some of those bigger commercial spots, and in big news, they also have a Target coming in 2026, so that's going to be great for the residents of Fuquay, so they don't have to drive to Holly Springs anymore. However, you are so close to Holly Springs, it is really easy to hop over there for anything that Fuquay might not have.
Yeah, exactly, and that's going to be easier if you're on the northern side of Fuquay, more on the Wake County side. If you're on the southern side of Fuquay, the Harnett County side, where a lot of the new construction is, it's not that getting to Holly Springs is tough, but it is going to be a little bit longer of a drive to get there.
Yeah. So the next thing to consider is this a good place to move if you have a family? So things to consider when you are moving with kids are schools and like access to parks and playgrounds and things of that nature. So you definitely want to be sure you understand what it's going to look like to do that. So right behind us is the original schoolhouse of Fuquay.
Yeah, that's what this old building is, which is really cool.
Yeah, so it's really cool that it's still here. They have a lot of like little historical things around downtown Fuquay that are really fun to check out. So definitely make sure you do that when you come visit in the area. But as far as schools go, as we had mentioned earlier, Fuquay does have 2 different counties that make up Fuquay. So you have a Wake County side that's going to share, the Wake County public school system, like what you would have if you were in Holly Springs or Apex, Cary, Raleigh. And then you also got the Harnett County side. So a lot of the newer development, new construction happening in Fuquay, a lot of that is happening on the Harnett side. So you don't want to move here and then be confused that you're not in the Wake County public school system. So you definitely want to be aware, because obviously, you have taxes and things that are going to be different depending on which county you're in Fuquay. So you want to be sure of that, So anything that's in the Wake County side is going to fall under that Wake County public school district. Anything in the Harnett is going to be totally different school district on the Harnett side.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as far as parks and things go, Fuquay does have about 17 parks, and a lot of those do have playgrounds. Your bigger ones are gonna be like South Park or Falcon Park. So those are gonna be big ones. South Park's got a little splash pad and playground, and there's a lot of athletic fields there. So you do have that, and there's a few trails and things that run through those systems.
Yeah, absolutely. So in general, to answer the question, is Fuquay good for families? Absolutely it is. All right, so the next thing to know about Fuquay is its history. And I actually think the history of Fuquay is one of the most fascinating ones. So it was founded in 1909. It was called Fuquay Springs. And we actually started the video at the spring that I guess it was known to like heal people or something like that.
People would travel there and drink from the spring, and they thought it had healing powers.
Yeah, it's really fascinating. But then in 1969, it merged with the town next door called Varina. So now you have a hyphenated town, Fuquay-Varina. We typically just call it Fuquay for short. But it's really fascinating because you have two different downtowns. We filmed this video in downtown Fuquay, but there's also another downtown, Varina. So a lot of folks that move to the area, they want to have, within close proximity, some kind of downtown to go to, some place that has like, I guess like the center of life for the town. And Fuquay's neat because you have two of those.
Yeah, you can double, buy one, get one free when you move to Fuquay. And something else to know, it is not Fuquay. Like a lot of people don't know how to pronounce it. It is Fuquay-Varina. So in case that was confusing, if we haven't said it enough times in the video already, it is Fuquay.
Yep. We are Zach and Cindy Honeycutt, a couple real estate agents in the area. So if you are looking to buy or sell, you can find our contact info below. We'd love to be your real estate resource of choice, and you can also find us on Instagram.
Yep, we'd love to have you follow along. You can find us at the Honeycutt Realtors, or if you're interested in restaurants, food, parks, things to do in the area, you can follow along our second channel, the RDU Buzz. We'd love to chat with you over there too.
Yep, and we will see y'all next time.